Check
All
his
right,
rapping.
guys. Let's check Giannis is rapping. But before that, welcome, guys, to We Don't Know Ball, NBA Draft / emergency, ironically, pod for
Danny?
what just happened in the NBA. Because goddamn, did we just get some blockbusters that just happened. But before that, I want to introduce you guys to our unbiased OKC draft insider guy, Cody Helton. What's up, Cody? How are you?
Doing good. How about you, Jules?
Doing well. Again, this is our kind of what we want to talk about later in the show is kind of get into the draft, probably picks 1 through 15. We might be able to get 220. I'm not entirely sure. Just talk about some of the guys, what we like, what don't like, and that kind of stuff. But first, Justin. Justin is back, and I wanted to say thank you for, what happened. Your personal health comes first. I'm just glad to see you back and glad.
Yeah,
everything was good with you,
here's
Justin.
the thing. I'm an open person. I don't mind talking about it, especially because the only people that listen to it are either my friends or the guys we talk to on TikTok. I was just having a really mental health issue. Had something happen at softball to where I was also dealing with some really bad headaches, and I thought just the worst thing in the world for me to do after that was, hey, let's go sit in front of a screen. And, well, you guys that watch know, arguing with Retro can also raise your blood pressure and cause your head to go crazy. So, just being around Retro, I love you. Trey, I love you to death. I really do. But sometimes you just bring the worst out of me and Jules, but we still love you. But that's why Gunner's our real co-host and you're just a guest and the mascot and whatever anybody else wants to call you. Because, first off, we didn't give you those names. Those were given to us by other podcasts, other members of our community. It's not that we call you those. It's just that's what you are. And it's like it is what it is. Cody, appreciate you finally being able to be here. We've tried to make this work for I think 2 months now, and it just hasn't worked out. So appreciate having you here. Really wanted to catch you during the finals. Like when Jules says he's the only unbiased Thunder fan that exists, I truly believe that because Cody actually logically looks at it from a fundamental standpoint and can break down a game. So we really do appreciate that side of it, not just you as a person, but you as a fan. But let's jump right into the clusterfuck. I'm gonna call it that, but I'm just gonna say I told you so because I'll be honest, Milwaukee got a haul. Milwaukee got an absolute haul.
Absolutely.
But both teams lose this trade. Don't care what anybody wants to say about it. Here we go. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for, give me a second, Tyler Hero, the actual best center in the Miami Heat, Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kasparis Giannis, I believe is how you say it, crazy enough, 3 first-round picks, including the 13th overall pick for this year, another pick swap, and a second-rounder. I'm going to start off by saying, Milwaukee, congratulations on getting a future, but when you win less games than the Tyrese Halliburton-less Pacers did this year, I won't be shocked because your starting lineup of Ryan Rollins, Tyler Hero, Kevin Porter Jail. I don't even know who the hell you're going to try to start at the 4 and Kel'el Ware at the 5. Because guess what? They're not playing Kel'el and Turner at the same time because that is just not going to work.
That feels like such a weird fit.
This team, I'm not even joking. And guess what? Sorry to all my friends watching that are Bucks fans. I really don't know if you guys could beat a D2 team right now. I'm not even joking. It's just that bad. You guys have a roster of phenomenal role players. And then the Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
You have 14 great players that are role players and then Tyler Hero. That's just what it is. Getting your draft capital, great. I can't wait to see what you do at 13 or if Jaime Jaquez and 13 get moved to get into the top 10. I'm intrigued to see if Milwaukee is done. I sure hope they're not because I'll be honest with you, getting rid of Miles Turner would be a great thing even though you just dealt for him. Not going to happen. Trading Tyler Hero or Jaime Jaquez away with the 13th pick to move up even 3 spots is beneficial for you. Maybe turning
It's
those picks, those 2 other firsts you got into another draft pick. Like you have to do something off this, or you guys are cooked for the year because you guys have no on-ball scorer. You have no dominant ball player. You are gonna have to play the most team basketball that any team has ever played if you want to win games. Defensively, you guys are gonna be good. You just got a rim protector and a spacer who's going to give you 20 and 20 if you play him the right minutes. Just look at the Miami stats. It'll prove it to you. He's fighting Bam for minutes, and when he played 28-plus minutes, I think he averaged something like 17, 11, and like 5. Like, he was giving you great, great numbers when he got the minutes. So thank you to Milwaukee for making this inclusion. Pat Riley, thank you for being so stupid that you kept Bam Adebayo instead of Kel'el Ware, because Kel'el is now going to thrive in Milwaukee. This trade, I said it was going to happen the night before the draft. It wasn't going to happen at the draft. And everyone's treating this like this is some insane bombshell, like it was going to happen at the draft. No, they were going to set this up. They did this, Milwaukee and Miami. The only smart part of this trade is you did this the night before, so you've got teams going into the office at 1, 2 in the morning trying to scramble to figure out what the hell they're going to do now.
Yeah. And as for Miami side of this, for me, I'm sorry, this doesn't like put you guys in the upper echelon, especially in this East. Like, you do get the acquired talent in Giannis, and then the heart and soul of what Justin talked about in Bobby Portis, because if you Bucks fans know, you guys love
the
Bobby.
Of Milwaukee runs on Bobby.
So you're taking that away, and you're essentially giving up insane rim protector, all your spacing, all your ball handlers. You don't know what your cap room is now to fill out the said roster. Your starting 5 is good. I would say it's great. I think it's good. You have Giannis, Bam, Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, and who's their 2 guard? I don't even know who their 2 guard is now. Like, that's the thing that. This is why depth is so important today's NBA, is because you're now mortgaging your future. So essentially, Miami Heat, congratulations, you're still a playing team. You're still a playing team. This is why I was saying for the longest, this Giannis trade should have been to Boston, because as a basketball fit, it makes more sense. Miami, I understand it's more of real estate. It's Miami, it's Florida, it's all this kind of stuff. Basketball-wise, you're giving up your whole future for a guy who's 31, who's injury-prone, and now you don't have any depth around you. You have nothing.
Do we be clear that we all agree, I'm pretty sure we all agree, if the deal would have been with Boston, that Jaylen Brown was getting shipped out again regardless?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Cody, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the thing with this Giannis trade is that might have killed Boston is I feel like that relationship with Jaylen Brown is absolutely severed. I don't know if he can recover.
Yeah,
which leads us to we're gonna get another blockbuster tomorrow night.
Absolutely,
or at 4 a.m. I hope we get it during this pod so we can talk about it. We'll be the first to report.
Literally, I will say, with the Brown stuff, because initially reports were coming out that he wasn't even in the initial package for him getting traded for Giannis. And I found that insane. And I'm like, Boston, you're talking about 2 stingy-ass franchises, Pat Riley and the Celtics. Like, you have to give up Jaylen Brown for that kind of guy. And I'm in agreement, but I think as basketball, just how the Celtics are fit as a heavy three-point reliant team, Tatum being able to play off ball, be able to take a less of a load defensively, make Giannis into more of a defender, where like what he was in the late 10s and early 2020s. I'm just saying, it made sense to me.
Yeah, and here's the real insane thing after all of this. I'm going to go outside of the basketball realm just slightly here. I want to talk about this tweet that Shams put out after announcing this trade, because it really is driving me up a wall, because I don't know if Shams is just like, if his lips are like surgically stuck to Pat Riley's ass, but I'd like to read this to you guys. Heat president Pat Riley now makes his long-anticipated new landmark acquisition, with Antetokounmpo joining the elite Miami pickups such as LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Bosh, Alonzo Mourning, and Jimmy Butler over the past 30-plus years. Riley will pair the two-time NBA MVP and 2021 Finals MVP with Bam to lead contention in the Eastern Conference. After informing teams that they were open for business at the NBA Draft Combine in May, Bucks general manager John Horst landed a haul with the Heat's offer that brings high-level starting cap and rotation players, there you go, and young talent, there you go, as well as significant draft capital. What in the fuck did Shams had to be sitting there, blunt in one hand, wine glass in the other, chilling. His insider texted him, "Hey man, it's going down right now. Here you go." "Oh really? Okay, let me do." Bro, Shams, we looked up to you, but at this point now, Woj, come out of retirement. I miss you. Woj would never put on a glaze fest like this ever.
Bro,
Yeah.
Oh my god. But let's talk. I want to talk specifically about this part at the bottom. Heat offer that brings high-level starting rotation players and young talent. Outside of Khalil Ware, nobody else that was traded for is a fucking starter.
Agreed, and that's the thing. Like here, to me, I think
Milwaukee,
Hero is a broken.
Before in Milwaukee, they are. Tyler Hero will start in Milwaukee.
Oh,
of course.
Yes,
Unfortunately,
of course.
Tyler Hero will get minutes because newsflash to you guys and our fans, being from the area, not a single fucking person here likes Tyler Hero. And I'll be honest, this is gonna definitely get us demonetized, or his racist ass father. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think Tyler as a basketball player has just been kind of broken over the last couple of years. All those injuries, him in the playoffs, just like haven't been great. So like,
Tyler
it's really
he hasn't been the same since Kentucky. He has not been the same since Kentucky.
Absolutely not.
And where funny enough, in talking to Cody outside of the podcast, us three have been pushing Khalil Ware gender since the beginning of the year. So it's like Khalil's your biggest prize piece in this.
Is Khalil a lock to win Most Improved Player? But even though he'll put up the same numbers he did in Miami, he'll win Most Improved Player because they'll actually talk about him.
Yeah, I think it's a good combo. Even though
Khalil Ware will lead the box score in Milwaukee.
Go ahead, Cody.
I don't know what Eric Spoelstra had against Khalil Ware, but like when he plays, you see so much flashes and like, bro, now that he's out of that situation and he's probably gonna play the second most minutes in Milwaukee, outside of Miles Turner.
No, they need to move. No, we're not. You are not putting Khalil Ware in a situation where he goes from behind Bam to behind Miles Turner. I will go knock down the doors of the Pfizer for him myself, not being a Bucks fan.
I'm just saying that, like assuming they keep Miles Turner. I agree they should move him, but
to pump the brakes just a little bit, because I was just thinking to myself, who's their head coach? Taylor Jenkins is the Bucks head coach.
Yep.
And my biggest worry about this is that when Taylor was running his offenses in Memphis, is that it was a lot of what Spoelstra was doing this year, putting Ware out of actions, making him a spot-up guy. Taylor, don't do that, please. Your head would be on a pedestal. Your head would be on a fucking spear if you do that. Put Khalil Ware in PNR, make him into a play finisher, because Khalil Ware is an athletic freak of nature. Use him.
Okay. You bring that up, you know what's about to happen, right? Give Khalil Ware a player comp to somebody that Taylor Jenkins coached that hated rebounding. Give him the player comp. What's Taylor Jenkins going to use Khalil Ware as? Oh no, he just got a triple J, and he's not going to use him properly. Crazy. Here we go.
Justin, that would drive me fucking crazy.
It's going to drive me up a wall.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Like I said, I live 20 minutes from the Pfizer Forum. I can now go watch Khalil Ware play and be happy to actually attend a Bucks game. Oh, yeah, it was really cool to go watch when Dame was here when he was healthy and play with Giannis. That was cool. Do you know what I use Bucks games for? I go to watch good players play. I watched De'Aaron Fox play there when he was in Sacramento. I watched Paolo play there his rookie year when he was just developing. I watched all the younger guys come and play. I go and see Bucks games to watch my team when they come in, the Suns come play, and I go watch the Stars. I don't need to go see a LeBron, but I'll go see like a KD. I love KD. I love going to see KD. I love to go and see the Nets because they play good basketball. Love to go see the Celtics play when, Jaylen Brown isn't, completely destroying an entire city with one Twitch podcast. But no, now it's cool to go watch these young guys who actually deserve the minutes, but the Bucks are going to suck. And I'll be honest with you, if the Bucks win 15 games this year, I will be shocked.
So, what do you guys think of like this stuff surrounding Khalil Ware with his lack of a high motor and all that stuff that people like to talk about?
This lack of high motor, you mean this guy who actually played when playing, like I said, when he plays 28 minutes a game, I don't give a shit about a high motor because guess what? He's still doing everything he's supposed to do. In the times where Bam was out of the lineup, Khalil Ware filled in and did better. As far as your comment earlier about what Eric Spoelstra has on Khalil Ware, well, here, I'll tell you this. Alex, shout out to you, by the way. Khalil Ware never scored 83 points in a game.
It's true. It's so interesting because, like, not only can Khalil Ware be, like, a freak play finisher, he shot extremely well from deep when prompted to. It's like if you want to get him in some pick and pop action with him and Ryan Rollins, he can shoot the ball from deep too. Like
the exact player they wanted in Miles Turner because they think Miles Turner is a spacer, and now they have Khalil Ware to do that. So Miles Turner is literally just there eating cap for you. You got your guy that you thought Miles Turner was. Now you have to use him.
Yeah. This is the only upside I see is Khalil Ware is free. He's free from the shackles of Miami, and we get to glaze him. Even though he is a Buck, we will see Khalil Ware impact.
We'll be buying that jersey. You will see that jersey hanging behind me at some point. Just so we're clear.
Yes, we're all happy for that. We might as well just name our podcast the Khalil Ware Podcast because we've been so high.
You got to understand. You can say we don't know ball all you want, but what do we like watching exciting things? We watch Khalil Ware. We watch the Utah Jazz before the acquisitions that they made this season. We like watching good basketball. Yes. We like watching good basketball. The Jazz played great up until that point, and then we have to go into the anti-tanking and the fucking Triple J not being a right fit and how they have 7 centers on their fucking payroll and all this shit now. We just like watching good basketball. It's so hard to find good basketball in this league that we have right now. So watching the teams that nobody talks about and seeing them do things that if the good teams did them, they'd be better teams, makes us happy. We watch basketball. You can say we don't know ball, but we're also not basketball people. We're not box score watchers. We're not any of you guys that sit here and just look at Twitter and fucking go crazy about, oh, this guy did this guy did this. No, we watch the games. Like, we actually watch the games. Anybody that wants to say, watch film, you'd see it. Watch film. Believe me, we watch the film. We see it. Again, still waiting in my comments section for any loser to tell me what a fucking Knicks action is. Nobody's still done it. Crazy enough. Good for you guys.
What's so interesting about the Jazz, right, is you're gonna be going into a season with Triple J. You're gonna have Lauri Markkanen, and then you're gonna have what's his face coming back?
Which
Walker.
one?
The
Walker, Kessler,
their center who got hurt.
Nurkic. Take your pick.
No.
Take your pick.
Take your pick. They got 5 of them on payroll. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Walker Kessler's
the
one coming back from injury, and Nurkic was basically just eating contract as well.
I could not think of Walker Kessler's
name.
They're
1 year off of getting rid of the Nurkic contract, and then the Jazz will actually be able to do something.
Yeah, so it'll be
the worst move they made all year was letting Walter Clayton go, though. I'm still pissed about it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he's going to develop into a good player.
Walter Clayton, literally, and that's the one retro will ride forever because he's a Virginia boy. But Walker Kessler is a cold-blooded killer. Like he was born with the clutch gene.
Well, speaking of non-clutch gene, the other trade that actually surprisingly started off the offseason. Let's talk about Julius Randle being in net.
I got you. Minnesota sending Julius Randle in the 28th pick in the NBA draft to Brooklyn in a 3-team trade that sends Nick Claxton to Chicago.
That's a good move for them.
Timberwolves will acquire Brooklyn's number 33 pick for Randle. Um, um, damn it, dude. Here's the thing. I love this trade on all fronts. The only problem I have with it is I can't call them the Chicago Guards anymore. Because they actually made a good move.
I'm telling you, buy Chicago Bulls. Retro will never hear this for the light of day, and I hope he doesn't watch this. Buy Chicago Bulls stock now.
Podcast.
Yes, this is cut. This deleted scene. This didn't happen.
You have to make sure at 2030 it's cut. Jules, say it.
The Chicago Bulls are actually becoming a competent franchise, and oh my fucking god, am I like very, very surprised at everything that they've done since they cut all the fat out of their front office, from their head coach, from everything, getting all of these players now, and being able to understand that soon enough, the next person that's going to be out the door, that's surprisingly was not in this pick or in this trade, was Josh Giddey. He's going to leave. And that's the next trim of fat that you need to get off of, and the Chicago Bulls will be a really good franchise going forward with the amount of young stars that they have.
With this trade alone, the Bulls just went from a play-in team to an 8 seed. Congratulations.
I want to break this trade down and for every team. So first off, you got Julius Randle, which you're damn near in the second apron after you traded Cap for Randle. You're back in the second apron, so you have to get off that contract. You move down to the second round. You trade your first round pick to move down to the second round to get off that contract, and you use that freed up money. A lot of people originally thought for a second, hey, is it going to be for John Morant? Or are they going to try to go get Giannis? All this other stuff. You pay Ayo Dosunmu 5 years, $112 million, $22.5 million a year. I think Dosunmu was a good player. I do think that's an overpay. I think my range to pay him would have been between $15 to $18 million. I do think that's an overpay.
You just put Dosunmu. I'm sorry, Cody. You'll appreciate this, and it's unfortunate because you're going to hate the comment anyway. You just put Dosunmu in the same category as Cason Wallace, and Cason Wallace is head and shoulders better. So, Cody, not only did we already talk about this earlier this year for your Thunder, like a month ago, talk about Cason Wallace playing himself out of OKC, being priced out of OKC. Dosunmu's worth $22 million, then fucking Cason Wallace is a minimum $25 million.
Yeah, Cason's going to get an absolute bag.
Does this mean any way, shape, and form? Like, this is just my thought on it. We talked about Minnesota not having the guard problem, and this is, I guess, what they think is their answer. I really, really thought when I first saw this that Minnesota was opening up the cap room to try to make a move for JB.
It's not a bad thought because he's been
that.
Yeah, he's been linked to multiple of those, like the northern teams there, Minnesota, Milwaukee, obviously, if that trade happens, and that kind of thing. I thought that with that cap room, get the $30+ million, you go and get a job, and so it's like, okay, I get it. Or if
I'd be so happy because then I could stop hearing the link to Phoenix.
And that, when that didn't happen, I thought the tweet with Shams was going to be, okay, they're getting Giddey. So it's like, okay, Giddey's not a good player, but like at least in transition, you get somebody that can go and push pace and all this kind of stuff. Like I get okay, you could live with Giddey for at least a minute, but no, they didn't get dicked. They moved down. And to be honest with you, they actually got Mohamed Gay. And they waived him immediately. That's what they did. They spent all that time to get Ayo Dosunmu the money and Mohamed Gay just to release him. So I can't wait for Mohamed Gay to come back just like Mike Conley did. Yeah. I can't wait. So
it's so interesting because my first immediate thought before Shams put out the tweet that they wanted to retain Ayo Dosunmu, my first thought was John Morant as well, just because, okay, you freed up a bunch of cap room, you don't have the assets to go and get Giannis. Right, Ja is going to be. You still have the assets to go get John Morant. John Morant's value is not very high right now, and you have the money for him. That's where I thought they were going with it.
That dude cannot go to Minnesota. I'm telling you, that dude cannot go to Minnesota. We talk about the John Morant getting in trouble in big cities. I don't think y'all know like the crime rate in Minnesota is actually insane. So for Ja to go somewhere that's already got a terrible crime rate. Just not it.
Justin, my initial thought was after Randall got moved, I'm like, okay, Ja is gonna go there.
Yep.
But when I figured out the money wasn't gonna work, and I'm like, okay, the immediate pivot, Minnesota giving that money to Io, was like, okay, cool. Miami's gonna go get Ja. That's the Miami just got Giannis. Okay, Ja is nowhere to be found. Ja is probably gonna be a fucking Sacramento King at this point. That's how low his
I think he
value
gets
is.
dealt tomorrow. I think Ja gets dealt somewhere within the draft tomorrow.
Because the only teams that are now interested, unfortunately, again, it is Phoenix. Justin, I'm sorry about that. And Sac were the only two other teams that were within the Ja realm, and
The Sacramento Kings, where guards go to die.
so we're SOL, dog.
And then from a Brooklyn Nets point of standpoint, like, you get a good player in Julius Randle who's on an awful contract, and you do this to move up 5 spots in the draft. You take on that bad of a contract to
Yeah.
move up 5 spots.
Yeah, and even with where they are in the draft, like I don't see. I think that they're going to draft a guard, and we'll go over it once we're done this. But a lot of the pairings that they have now with Randall and MPJ as your front court is just not really good cohesion. Like they would have to get somebody like one of the bigger guards, but all the bigger guards are going to be either picked up or just not valuable at pick 6. So you're going to get a Michael Brown Jr. at this point.
Ooh.
Kingston Flemings, maybe.
Guys, I cracked the code. The Nets are going to sign Chris Paul to a vet minimum 1-year deal.
Oh my God, bro!
Don't wish that on me. I love Chris Paul. Don't wish that on me.
They need a facilitator worse than anybody now, because this team is.
Well, it's weird because I've been again. We'll get to it in a minute. I'm high on Ademara. He did really good flashes of playmaking on that Michigan team where he was their offensive engine. He was their playmaking hub. So you have Randall and him if they draft him as your playmaking guys, and then kind of let Igor develop and still have MBJ running all of these off-ball actions and shooting just the absurd amount of threes that he does. So it's interesting to say the least. This is just the weirdest start to a new NBA season that I think I've been in a long time.
Can we just agree, though, even though, like, the Nets should be the ones winning this trade, like, they lost the trade, like, out of the 3 teams here, like, they got the worst haul.
I absolutely think so.
They got the worst of this.
Chicago won a trade, guys.
Chicago won a trade.
I absolutely think Chicago's the winners. Absolutely.
I never thought I'd see the day that Chicago won a trade, especially after what happened at the trade deadline this year. Chicago won a trade. Like, we're living in a simulation, guys. This is not real.
Like when y'all saw me go blank, I was trying to go find Claxton's remaining contract from that $100 million extension he got a couple years ago, and I believe there's 2 years left, so it's not that crazy of a cap hit.
No, it's not. It's not. Like, oh, I'm telling you, Kale. Well, okay. Well, are we? Can we get into our mocks now? What pick do we want to go up to?
Let's just do the 10.
Let's just do the 10. Okay, I'm fine with that for right now. So
I don't want to do this one. Like, can we just skip to 2? Because this whole time, ever since they won the lottery, my first thought is Washington's trading this pick. Washington's trading this pick. I'm still not out on Washington trading this pick.
It came out today. It obviously could be smoke, but it seems like Washington's gonna stay put and make the pick.
Well,
yeah.
Again, the only reason I say this is because of the moves they made to get the players they have. I really, really would love to say, Darren Peterson, you are a Washington Wizard.
I would love to say that, too.
I think we're all in unanimous decision that the kid from BYU, AJ Dybonsa, will be taken first overall.
Yep.
However, the crazy narratives from the draft combine and the personal workouts of Darren Peterson only working out for the Wizards and saying, I'm that good, you should take me, versus Dybonsa saying, I know my worth, I ain't got to work out for nobody. Bro, first off, who do these 18-year-old motherfuckers think they are? Like, that's where I want to start. Bro, work out for the top 3 teams at least. Like,
if obviously we're not NBA GMs, but if I was the Jazz, I would take Darren Peterson, even with the injury stuff and all the drama around him. I mean, he's a 6'6" combo guard who can shoot the piss out the ball. He's extremely athletic. There's defensive upside there. I think he's the best player in the draft, but
that's the thing is, like, my thing that freaks me out with the Jazz at 2 is these dudes have 4 guards, 6 centers, and 3 wing players on their roster. So it's like, part of me is like, are they gonna take Darren Peterson, or are they gonna, like, after the whole Darren Peterson scandal, like, are they gonna pass on him, and are they gonna grab Boozer or Wilson? Like, I'm in a spot right now where, like, I don't want them to take Darren Peterson because I think they're just going to get another Isaiah Collier. Like, that's what it is. Like, I'm kind of nervous about that. Like, it's like, do you really want to duplicate the player you kind of already have? A downhill guy who kind of shoots the ball but would rather get the penetration and shoot the mid-range. It's like, I'm so confused. Like, this is, part of me is like, this is why I want them to, because then they could take Dybonsa to pair with Ace Bailey and Collier and Kessler, and like, their team would look a lot better if they do it that way. I just don't think they're going to.
It's so weird. Like, it's like when I was evaluating Peterson in the games he did play, I don't know what it is. I swear to God, I see flashes of D-Wade with how explosive he is and just the way he plays.
Don't bring his name up because I'll have to be told he's overrated.
You do what?
I said don't bring up Dwayne Wade's name because then I'll have to be told he's overrated.
Oh, God. Yeah, I will say, if Darren Peterson does go to the Jazz, as much as I can't stand Keontae George because he doesn't play a lick of defense.
You watch your mouth. That's baby goat Keontae George.
I do think that'll be one hell of a backcourt to watch.
Well, I think with Darren pairing Keontae, we now get to see the worst defensive backcourt since Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. I think that will be dog piss. I think that's dog piss defensively, to give you your flowers, Cody. But I will say with the Peterson stuff, I think they do need the only kind of hitch there is obviously where's Ace's value in where everything lands, and he's definitely going down for sure.
In the fucking toilet, that dude's a bum.
But like, at the end of the day, they're going to Will Hardy in that offense. If they move either Ace or somehow, like, because we've been talking about the Lauri Markkanen trade for God knows how long, right, Justin? Like, for what, half a year now they trade Lauri. That offense is going to be, bro. That offense is going to be so potent, it's not even funny. And the other alarming thing is obviously we don't know where Walker and his camp is going to be wanting to resign there, or they do leave. But let's just say they are able to renegotiate and keep them.
He's resigning.
Again, he's going to look like Rudy Gobert in terms of having no defensive help, and he's just going to keep that defense alive. But that is going to be such a potent offense. It's not even funny. They're going to be looking like the Charlotte Hornets this past year. They're going to be putting up 130 on everybody's head.
Keontae George needs to be traded to like a Detroit or in Indy. Like, he needs to go be a guard on a team where he can just let fly. Like, he's not the primary guard, but somebody just feed him and let him shoot and let his offense outweigh his defensive blunder. Like, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun watch. And again, we've been buying Jazz stock this year. We are seeing the future of the Utah Jazz. So you guys who come on here next year saying that we're bandwagon fans, we were saying this fucking month 2 with Utah Jazz.
Into the season.
Literally. So,
we were bought in 2 weeks when Laurie was averaging 32 a game, and if you don't remember that, go back and watch the film.
yep.
It's going to be so interesting with Darren Peterson to see how he develops as a defender because he's got the size and athleticism. It's just, is he going to be a willing defender to learn and
I think
at the NBA level?
that this kid has. That's I think the reason that he's injured so much is he's all heart. The kid literally just has the gas tank for days, and he overplays himself. Like look at how Paolo looked at Duke. Look at how like the Kentucky starting five, like all those guys that we talk about. Like when I talk the Kentucky starting five, I talk when like it was Cat and Cully Stein and all that. Like the actual starting
when Booker was coming off the bench.
When the haircuts were all the same. Yeah. So it's like when we talk about all those guys, like that's how I feel like Peterson plays. Like he just plays with reckless abandon, which is terrifying because he's labeled as fragile already. So it's like, how long are you going to get him to play reckless abandon basketball in the NBA?
Yeah. Go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
We'll see with the injury stuff because one big thing is now you're going to have NBA trainers and all that type of stuff. Like you're going to a whole different league. Like the NBA is obviously miles better than the sources you have at college, which is going to be a big thing for him.
Very, very true.
So do we dare move on to Memphis and talk about? I can't even say it because I'm just going to get flamed. But the fraudulent player of the year.
Not fraud. I am a Cam Boozer truther on this. I will stand alone on this. I do not care what anybody says.
You will.
Cam Boozer is by far the best prospect in this draft. No question, not. He's better than AJ. He's better than AJ. I think he's better than Peterson.
He has the highest ceiling.
Yeah, Boozer's ceiling is ridiculous. I usually like to have draft comps for my players, and I've struggled to all hell to find what the prospect comp for Cam Boozer is.
His father.
Yeah, chill.
It's crazy.
His father.
I have been so moved on a lot of the stuff that I've been able to watch with Boozer, and the narrative that Boozer isn't as the same tier as AJ and Peterson to me, I think is so weird, and it's because he wasn't clutch at Duke. Okay, that's college, and just like we talk about this, I don't care what happens in college. I care about what is his processing is, how he is as a scorer, how he is as a rebounder. Like, the only thing that I knock about Boozer that I do knock about both AJ and Peterson is that as a help defender, like Boozer isn't really great on rotations, and he does get beat off the dribble a lot because he is a broader, stocky guy, so he has slow feet. But comparatively defensively to both DeBonza and Peterson, it's night and day. DeBonza and Peterson suck.
Guys, here's where we're gonna ask the question, and this is like the hardest yet easiest question to answer. Is there any shot in the world that his father potentially says, fuck it, I'm taking him, and he's coming to Utah? His dad's in the front office with the Jazz. Like, for him to pass on his kid, like, it's just a crazy thought, but, like, is there a shot in the world where he gets picked by Utah and Peterson falls down to Memphis?
No, it's not crazy. The only thing that would hinder him is that, like how we just talked about Ace being the sixth man if they do get Peterson, Boozer would be the sixth man. Like, I think that they wouldn't trade Laurie at all if they have Boozer there. Boozer would be like the Dylan Harper of last year's draft, where if they get in the playoffs and he starts getting minutes, you're just like, oh shit, Boozer's actually good. That's what the Harper thing was last year. So I think there's a really good conversation about that, because that does hold weight. A nepotism in the NBA is a real thing. And he could just whisper to the Danny Ainge and to Will Hardy and be like, yo, I'm sorry. We don't need Peterson. My son is the best guy.
Can you imagine him sitting at home on calls doing all this shit and his kid's down the hallway and he's like, God, how do I tell him we're not picking him? How do I tell him we're not picking him? How do I like? Can you imagine that?
Right. I think, as in terms of like player comps, Cody, my thing would like this is kind of nasty, but I think the best is like a better passing Zion. I really think that.
I could see that. Like the thing about Boozer is like, bro, once he gets in the post, it's damn near a bucket every time.
That's
In
what I'm
college.
saying. Like
In college.
Yeah, in college. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
It will be very, very exciting if this does pan out the way we think it's going to watch him and Zach Edey just clog the paint for this team.
That's the thing that's the thing I'm most excited about, because like Zach Edey is like the slow-footed big, and like a lot of people still hate him because of his Purdue days and like he got hurt. But
yeah.
I think Boozer could like utilize him as a really unique play finisher as a mid post in these short roll situations. It's just more on Edey being a willing like scorer like that, like Cody. No offense to Hartenstein, but that fuck ass ugly left-handed Florida that he has. Zach Edey like developed something like that. I think Boozer to me, playmaking wise, as a big, is what moves me a lot. And playmaking, I think, is one of the most important traits when it comes to a person coming out of college in terms of their processing. And I think Boozer as a processor is so good to get everybody involved and to elevate somebody, while AJ and Peterson are just more score first guys, and they do make the correct reads, but they look to dribble penetrate first. Boozer isn't like that. He'll take the step back and make the correct play, and that's where I like Boozer, and that's why I just think he is a much higher ceiling than both Peterson and AJ. But that's again just me. I'm a Boozer.
I'm just excited to see what kind of offensive setup they put on that floor if they do that, because like, can you imagine like Zach Edey setting a mid-range back screen for Boozer slashing through, and then Edey taking one step into the block? Like, you have two cutters and both of them are decent rim finishers. Like, it's going to be interesting to see. I feel like this is a team that should lead the league in 2-point field goals.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna absolutely crush in the low post. Like,
but they need a playmaking guard, and with Ja going out the window, Ty Jerome is not your answer.
No, of course not.
Whoa.
Like,
Ty Jerome.
We are all about Ty Jerome slander here, I promise. You know the story. You know the story.
I know.
Tear his rookie card right in his fucking face. Moving on to the Lovables. God, man.
You run up the card with Caleb Wilson.
You make a good trade, and then so what? Can we just talk about what the fuck their starting five is going to look like?
Well, okay. I think to me, this is literally the most locked pick I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen Caleb Wilson outside of 4 in my life. He is going to be Chicago Bull.
Yeah, he's a Bull.
So it's probably, if they don't move off of Giddey, unfortunately, Giddey, probably Trey or Anthony Simons, which gives you guard flexibility. Yep. Caleb, Noah Senge / Montes Buzelis, and then Jalen Smith. Like, that's a good starting 5. And then
Nick Claxton.
Or Nick Claxton. And that's the thing. Nick Claxton, too. Again, their front court has now just come really good.
Again, we talk about it. You said it's the most locked pick at 4. But with them getting the power forward center and Nick Claxton, is there any way that Wagler works himself into this spot?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Because if they do have, unfortunately, that fucking T word in Josh Giddey, they have the guard size. I don't think you don't necessarily need that size. Like, and plus Tiago just runs a whole bunch of really good half court sets. Again, being a Tiago fan, with what they did in Portland, he was going to implement them to space the floor. He's going to have Jalen Smith being able to spot up and rim finish. You have Noah Senge, who hopefully coming back from that injury becomes a defensive monster. You have Buzelis and Caleb Wilson who you can switch at your wings, and then you have either Giddey, Trey Jones, Anthony Simons. That is a really balanced starting five in the East.
It just
That is
makes me
scary.
laugh because we talked about the joke of like Darren Peterson only working out for Washington. Caleb Wilson only worked out for the Bulls. Like, he's known where he was going as soon as the lottery came. Like,
Pretty
he
much.
knows he's going to
Dude.
Chicago.
Like, if you're the Bulls and you're selecting Caleb Wilson, you got to be excited about just the pure athleticism and play finishing that he's going to bring you.
Yes,
I agree.
That's the thing. Like with Tiago in Portland, like Portland was. I know you're going to hate this word. They were LARPing as a good defensive switchable team. A good switching defense with Denny Otvia there. But I think Chicago has really good defenders who can switch 1 through 5 now, outside of obviously your guard position. So this isn't a bad. This is a pretty decent Chicago Bulls team. I'm liking what I'm seeing with them.
This is my guy in the draft. This is the guy I'm labeling who has the best career. I just want to be clear. He's going to have, I think out of this draft class, Caleb Wilson has the shot at having the best career out of anybody that's getting picked.
I can see it.
So, pick 5, we go to the Clippers, who just said, screw the Pacers.
Oh, dude.
I do.
Indiana gambled hard and lost.
So, obviously, I think the favorite here is Keaton Wagler. I think a sleeper here is Kingston Flemings from Houston. I think that's a sleeper here, but I do think they go Wagler. Wagler, really good 3-level scorer, heck of a playmaker. I've seen a lot of people, they compare him to like a slower paced Tyrese Halliburton. I've seen that as his comp.
I agree.
Yeah, my pick would be Wagler here. I think that's the direction they go.
I think in my opinion, this is literally just a coin flip for them. It's either Wagler or Mikal Brown Jr. That's the only two people I see going at this spot. I think Wagler's a deadlock, though. I mean, the whole Garland thing, like, I think he can play off Garland very nicely, like you said. The 3-level ability that this kid brings, and just the ability for him, like I said, this is a team that he can go buy in and be instant impact now. And that's exactly what they need, is another guard to play off. Garland coming back, hopefully fully healthy. Hopefully.
That's been a problem.
Kawhi getting his, yearly tree bonus, and we'll just, like I said, we'll see where this goes. Like Kawhi's going to plant some trees, and it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I mean, here's my issue: is I think any of the 3 guards that are available here at Wagler, Brown, or what's the fucking name, Acuff, any of these guys are options that I can see this pick being.
Go ahead, Cody. My bad.
Like, even then, I just think this guard class is really damn good. Oh my god, like I just said a second ago, I really like Kingston Flemings a lot.
I don't favor any of these guards over another. I think they're all going to do the job.
I am in agreement with the Wagler stuff. However, my sleeper pick is actually not any of the guards you mentioned. I have as my sleeper Ade Mara going here. Because if you look at that front court with the Clippers, even though Kawhi and him planting trees is a thing, there's a huge possibility of him leaving. John Collins, out the door.
Yeah.
Brook Lopez, no needs.
Yeah.
And you do need a legitimate 7-footer who, ironically, is a good playmaking big. And if you guys saw him at his pro day, again, I don't take pro day stuff at all, but I do look at mechanics when it comes to these guys.
Yeah.
Ade Mara at 7'3", I'm comping him to a little bit worse defensive version of Kristaps Porzingis, because that shot is legit. He has good mechanics, he has good processing, all this kind of stuff. So if you get a legitimate 7'3" guy, even though he needs to work on his defense and you understand how his size works, and you utilize him as a pick and pop guy with Darius Garland, I think that helps Garland defensively. And then it doesn't put as much strain on Garland as a playmaker. I do think Keaton Wagler is the pick, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are looking at the front court and be like, we really got nobody.
Like-
Nietenhauser back last year wasn't moving me. Everybody's leaving, so we go and get a legitimate 7-footer.
You get your Zubac replacement, and what's so different about Mara is he's not going to clog up the paint like Zubac did.
Correct.
Literally. Literally. And again, me praising any University of Michigan guy, this
Very
is the
rare.
only person I'm going to praise, because what I was able to see with Amara, I think they hindered him in college just because college is just much different than the NBA. But just seeing his mechanics and everything is moving, I think he is prone to a wing kind of putting their chest to him and moving him. But once he starts to kind of fill himself out, I think he'll be a good defensive center that can pop. And that's why I have him as KP.
To be fair, outside of the Kings, 6 through 10, I could see him getting moved up in any of these teams. Like, I can see Mara getting moved up on any of these teams. Like,
I think Mara's going to go higher than both of his teammates in Morez Johnson and Yak, so I think he's the highest pick Wolverine in this draft.
oh, that's not even a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But moving on to the Brooklyn Nets, who are in contract hell now. Have fun with Julius Randle.
Oh
Lol.
God.
Is anybody else detesting Mikal Brown Jr. to the Nets?
I would take Mikal Brown, but this feels like, because you lost your scoring guard and Cam Thomas, and I think you try to replace him with Darius Acuff potentially.
Lost their scoring guard in Cam. Lost
I'm
their
not a Cam
scoring
Thomas fan.
guard in Cam Thomas.
Yes.
There is
He's
so
a shot
much.
chucker.
Hold on. There's so much wrong with the sentence you just said. First off, you put Cam Thomas and scoring in the same fucking sentence.
Oh, he's a shot chucker. I'm just saying, like, I don't think he's a good scorer. I'm just saying, like,
you want to talk about a guard that can go? You want to talk about a guard who could disappear to Sacramento? Cam Thomas.
Yeah. I have to test to this. This is where I have Acuff. I not with the Cam Thomas stuff, but in terms of just an offensive guard who I think could be, if not the best offensive player in this draft, and now you have MPJ and Julius Randle, you don't have any defense, and I don't think Igor Demin is going to be processed as a good point guard going forward. He showed flashes, but I think Acuff is just a better processor, better spacer, better finisher at the rim at his size.
Igor Demin is younger Duncan Robinson. I want that to be clear.
Fair. I think this is where Acuff lands personally. It's something I just think for their offense, if they're running off-ball actions with MPJ, the person that is going to be being able to make that read consistently is an Acuff, and my player comp, ironically, is a guy that I also don't like. I have him comped to Trae Young.
I got him compared to the other one. The other short guard who likes to get his and won a championship this year.
Oh, Brunson.
I got Acuff as Brunson. I'll be honest with you. Here's the thing. I think this draft, like, as crazy as it sounds, I think it's so set in stone 1 through 10. Like, I really do at this point. I love to, like, want to say, oh, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. God, would I love for Acuff to be here, because I don't want him to go to purgatory at the next pick. I really don't. I don't think anybody does. But
no.
Like I said, with the 3 guards we've talked about in a row here, I think they could go in any order, and whoever draws the Sacramento short straw, sorry, I really am.
Yeah. That's with Sacramento, that's where I have Mikal Brown.
And like
I do too.
I'm just flipped with you. I have Brown going first, and then Acuff being the one that gets sent to purgatory.
Yeah, I have it with Jules. I think Sacramento runs up the card of Mikal Brown Jr.
I sure hope. Hope. Honestly, I just really like for Sacramento to trade the pick. Don't do any of these kids. Don't do any of these kids dirty. Trade the pick.
I think Mikal Brown is a very polished 3-level scorer. I think I view him more as a 2 than a true than anything else. I would agree. I think he has really good traits in terms of being an off-ball scorer. The only reason why I wouldn't put him at the 1 is because I do think that his ball handling is pretty iffy, and his downhill ability as an on-ball guard when he was tasked to do it was not the best. So if you get a good legitimate wing on him, he would probably struggle. But him as an off-ball scoring guard or even a spot up or guys who just runs flares and that kind of stuff, he could be utilized well. And the thing that sucks is that if he gets in Sacramento, dude, his mentors are Zach LaVine and fucking DeMar DeRozan.
Ew.
Like, fuck.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's just weird. Like I said, the 6 through 10, like, is so set in stone, but like I said, it's just not. Like, guy we haven't even really talked about, and Nate Ament could go 6th, and like he could move up the draft board. Like, it's so. I feel like nobody's losing in the first 10 picks. I don't really feel like anyone's losing, except for the player landing in a really bad situation for them. Like, that's what the teams aren't losing out on the talent they're getting. It's these players are going to just blunder with the team they end up with. Like, everyone in this spot is saying, please don't pick me, Sacramento. Please don't pick me, Sacramento. Like, that's literally how it feels. Like, you have an okay situation to where you can get taken by Brooklyn and it's a rebuild, but you have to go play with Julius Randle. Oh, well, sorry. You end up in Sacramento, which sucks. You could be Atlanta's point guard. You could somehow go get mentored by Kyrie in Dallas. Like, there's so many options here that it could be a thing, and it's just like, whatever player loses the Sacramento draft, I'm sorry. I know we're shitting on the Kings a lot, but, like, you're the Kings. Like, you're bad.
Yeah, it's
really
not a fun
bad.
situation to go to.
There's no shape to your team. There's no future plan going forward. Like, I don't get it.
With Atlanta's pick though, that's where I have a Damara. Because they just need a center. Big reason why they lost against the Knicks is because they didn't have size. He provides size. Okongwu moves to the 4, and now you have Jalen, you have Okongwu, and you have a Day who literally are all 6'10" and above, and can space the floor. You have CJ McCollum coming back. Unfortunately, you still have Dyson Daniels, but essentially you're filling out your roster to make it more complete. And I think a Day is where Atlanta needs to go and finally get, because again, they had Kristaps. He played 6 games there, so just get your Kristaps replacement.
That's actually where I have a Damara going as well, but I think it's also a coin flip. You could go Kingston Flemings here, but I think you need size more. I just like a Kongwu is more. I think he's going to play better at the 4, and then you get another 7-footer to play center where you just lost Kristaps. I think a Damara is the pick here as well.
Yeah.
Again, this is another team for me that's a coin flip. I'm in complete agreement with you, Cody. They either go big or they go small. It's either Kingston Flemings or Ade Mara. If I hear a different name announced by Atlanta, I'm going to lose my mind. Lose my mind. Because here's the thing. Mara is the only one that I think has a shot to get taken higher out of the 2. But Kingston Flemings is still a dog. They do need someone to run that floor for them with all their cluster of 6'9" and 6'10" guys that they have. They need someone to dictate that floor, and it's not going to be the guy that led them in the playoffs. We can talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, we can quickly jump over Atlanta. This is the weird one for me, Dallas.
Yeah, this is weird for me. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my name out there. I've heard a lot of Nate Ament. I've heard a lot of Yaxel here. I think they go take Brandon Burries, the shooting guard. That's the direction I think they go.
Now with everything that's happened, I could see that.
I can agree to disagree on that one because I think they do need the 3-4 here. With the way that their power forward centers fell last year, injury after injury, flip-flopping in and out of the lineup with guys. I mean, they're set at the center position. So this needs to be a flex guy for sure. I'm okay with Braden Burries going here, but I think this is just the most like Nate Ament thing ever. Kyrie comes back. Coop's going to play the 2, Ament's going to play the 3, and then they're just going to use their mix of whoever the fuck is left, whether it's their 3 centers, 3 power forward, whatever they want to do at the end of it. Like, I think Ament's got to go here.
So, I have 2 guys here, and it's not Nate. I have Kingston that we just talked about at 9. If Amara's taken, I think Kingston goes there. The other guy that I have here in my other mock is Steinbeck, and you're talking about the forward that they need. There's been kind of short rumblings that Gafford might not be back, and so essentially you can play Steinbeck. He did play 5 at UW, but essentially he should be more of a forward role, but he can shoot, so you can make him a stretch 5. He plays well above his height. He's 6'11", but he is a offensive rebound hound. You guys know I love offensive rebounders. He just gets a whole bunch of rebounds. He can give you, I could see him give you 16 and 8 his first year and elevate to like 18 and 10 guy. I think he should be a sleeper guy here if they're worried about Gafford leaving in the off season for his replacement. I do think somebody like a Yaxel or Steinbeck or like a Johnson or something like that should be kind of the good pairing for Cooper going forward. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, well, we can move on with this one to the 10th pick with the Bucks. The Bucks having 10 and 13. I'm sorry. I'm at a point where a lot of people, this is where they have Burries going. This is really where they have Burries going. I think the Bucks need Yaxel and the Bucks need Carr. I think those are the 2 players the Bucks need to get at 10 and 13 to actually make this trade seem more like flourishing, I guess. They need Yaxel. Yeah. They need Yaxel to give those minutes, and they need Carr because they need a scorer. Like, I don't know who they go for first. I've seen a lot of people that are tossing out the Karim Lopez dude that plays for New Zealand.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of that get tossed out. I've seen them say that they might take Morez Johnson, which would be really confusing now after the trade they made. That's got to go out the window. But I think the Bucks in this spot need Yaxel and they need Carr. They need to take one of those 2 because they need the help. They need the help.
Yeah, I have Yaxel going here as well. Even prior to the trade.
I have Yaxel going here, or I have Kareem Lopez going here, getting you a guy with a good frame, getting you a guy with a good downhill driver. I want to say he's 18, 19. There's a lot of upside there. I think the Bucks could swing for the fences there, especially having two top 13 picks. But if I had to pick, I would pick Yaxel to go here.
If the Bucks don't take Yaxel, he's falling down to Chicago at 15. I'm just going to be so honest with you. If the Bucks don't take him, he's falling to 15 to Chicago, and Chicago is going to have an unreal situation.
There's a certain OKC fan here that wants Yaxel bad. If he I don't
think Yaxel.
No shot in hell.
Like my mock for Oklahoma City is, I don't think we take Yaxel. I would like Yaxel.
You're taking the other Michigan center.
Yeah, I think they go Morez Johnson. I think they go LeBaron Fallon at 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's how. If OKC doesn't trade up for Nate Ament, which has been a heavy rumor, that's how I think the Oklahoma City draft goes.
I'm telling you right now, if Oklahoma City was smart, crazy enough, if Mara's still on the board at 11, they trade up the spot and take him so that Golden State doesn't take him. If Golden State gets Mara, bro, we're going to be in problematic situations.
It's true. Very fair. But that's basically our first 10 picks of the draft, our thoughts and reasonings why. And hopefully this draft is kind of exciting because now we'll probably see a whole bunch of draft day trades with half the league after that the Giannis stuff that happened. So we'll kind of wait and see.
This draft is so good because like there's guys
I do want to ask
that
Cody
we
a question
named.
here because this was one that I highlighted once I found out you were going to be on with us.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is your interest at 17 of you guys getting the Iowa point guard, Bennett Sturtz?
I haven't done enough research on him. I'm familiar with the name. I'll get back to you. I haven't dove into his tape yet. I want to.
If you watched any of the March Madness stuff, he was the white boy. I'm going to say it. I don't care. The white boy killer that played for Iowa. He was just a lights out player.
Yeah, shooting the piss out the ball. I know who
Literally,
you're talking about.
like he's going to be. Think about. I mean, like I said, it's interesting to see where you guys go because like you have to make decisions on Hartenstein, Dort, and Williams still to see what the hell you're going to do. As far as I'm concerned, I think they're all gone. Like, that's just my opinion on it. But if he gets into your backcourt and he can filter in with SGA and J-Dub, boy.
That would be really fun.
That's your Case and Wallace replacement. He ain't going to play the defense Kaysen plays, but that's your Case and Wallace replacement.
We're not getting rid of Kaysen. But that's a discussion for another episode. There's so many guys like
Jules, do you have a later pick sleeper that you're interested in for this draft?
Alec Reeves.
Yeah, he's a analytic darling in this draft. Joshua Jefferson, I've been on record saying that I think he's going to be a sleeper guy. I have him going to Denver at 26, but I mocked him as almost as high as like 15 for Chicago because the only thing that he doesn't necessarily have is a jump shot. Mm-hmm. But you can learn that, right? But he's a good processor. He's a really good defender. He can rebound the ball a little bit better, but he uses his size well. So he has a good feel for the game. He's a very feel player. Like he's very, very good. So I think Josh Jefferson and then Jaden Quintons. I think Jaden Quintons is going to be by far the best defender in this draft and not close. Like,
he's got all the tools.
He even because he's had some injury disluck. He's had a torn ACL and torn meniscus, but even post knee at Arizona, he was defensive menace at 7 feet tall, switching legit 1 through 5. Recovery is great. He has no offensive game, but as just a defender, I had him mocked at 16 with Memphis because if they get Cam Boozer and they're kind of weary about Zach Edey with his slow-footedness, Jaden Quintons can run in at your 5 and literally just do everything for you. Jaden Quintons is going to be a real good player.
I'm going to throw out the other Arizona big. I like Koa Pete a lot.
Koa Pete, that's very true. I was a Koa Pete guy for a long time, and what sucked is a lot of his shot selection and his rebounding, and he's undersized. He's 6'7", he's not 6'9", and he plays the 4, so he's kind of has an awkward spot for NBA teams. I like Koa. It's just that I don't know where
he goes.
I could see him in as high as maybe like the second Atlanta pick at 23, but I mocked him as low as 28 or 29. Unfortunately,
I think he goes somewhere in that 22 to 26 range. Somewhere in that range. I think he's a first round pick, but I don't think he's a lottery pick.
See, yeah. I'm so much farther down the list on you for talking about weird / let's see what they do picks. So mind you, I did a lot of work here, and this is the last pick I mocked out. At number 50, Jules' secondary home Toronto Raptors. Tobe Awaka out of fucking Arizona. Another power forward flex guy. They're going to add him to the most clogged 6'8" to 6'11" room I've ever seen on an NBA team. And it's going to be interesting.
My worst nightmare is Jules' Spurs end up with Chris Sinak. That scares the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie, it does.
Evil smile.
Evil.
Yep. Because
I'm not.
fucking flashbacks to last
Or
year.
the
When we
Denver
were,
Nuggets taking Ischenko at 49, so you get a Russian paired up with a Serbian in Denver.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of like I think the sleeper that was mocked originally as a mid-second rounder that I actually do think is going to be a first rounder is Henry Bassar out of UNC. I think the Lakers take him. I think he's 6'11", 7 foot. He's just under 7 foot, but like a really great play finisher that you can pair with Luka. That it can extend the floor a little bit. He actually plays defense other than Mr. DeAndre Ayton. He could be the Kalkbrenner of last year's draft. Yeah, exactly. Who? But I think he could be the Kalkbrenner of last year's draft, where when he plays, you just feel the impact. Like Kalkbrenner gave you 10 and 10. I think Henry could easily give you that. And then plus defense.
Justin, I want to go back to your point that OKC should jump up and get a Dame Mara. If they do, let's say they do trade 12 and 17 to get Mara, what the hell happens with Thomas Sorber, a guy that OKC likes a lot and is coming off injury?
You trade him.
I'm sorry.
I think you have to.
Let's cut to the cut and dry. OKC knows what they liked, and as soon as they found out where they were drafting, they've already got players that we've never even thought of them taking that are going to be fit the system. I'm going to blend you into the cloth. We're going to stitch you in perfectly, and they're going to work, and everyone's going to hate it, and everyone's still going to hate OKC, and it's going to be something.
Yeah.
A lot of guys. There's a guy that I think no one's mocked to OKC that for some fucking reason I would not be shocked at all if OKC took him, and that's Cameron Carr.
I'm telling you, the Bucks need him. The Bucks need him.
If I see Cameron Carr in an OKC uniform, you talked about Chris Sinak in the Spurs. If I see Cam Carr in a fucking OKC uniform, I'm gonna crash the fuck out. That's crazy. Jumping out the gym, bro. Fuck that. No, now we're not gonna be able to fucking sleep now, Cody. Fuck.
That just feels like I've watched this tape, and that feels like such a Sam Presti guy.
Yeah. But if that's all in all, Justin, do you have any games for us, or do we just have history fact of the day?
We have a history fact of the day. I'm sorry. Oh, like I said, I'll get back to it.
No, that's fine.
We did mock draft, and I did a good amount of deep diving on players just to see where I liked people, and I did majority of my predictions off of expiring contracts, people leaving, and all this. Crazy enough, the trades that happened tonight really didn't throw any wrenches into any of the plans that I had for people drafting people. Like, that sounds insane, but it really didn't. So, history fact of the day, time of recording, I'm going to use the June 23rd. Taking it back to 2003. Barry Bonds steals second base against the LA Dodgers, becoming the first player in MLB history to have 500 career home runs and 500 steals. Baseball's Kobe Bryant, boys. He's got 2 Hall of Fame worthy.
That's not right.
No, he's got 2 Hall of Fame worthy careers.
Yeah.
One in Pittsburgh, one in San Francisco, and you can't tell me differently.
You know what's funny? Because I like Cody does the baseball stuff too. They do. I watch Talking Baseball a lot, or at least a lot recently. They have the top 100 that they have to pick for whatever. I forget what they call it, and they were guessing franchise home runs in the top 100, and one of the guys picked Barry Bonds on the Pirates, thinking that it's on the Pirates. He only has 176 home runs. It's not even close to the top 100. I'm
Correct.
Wait, what? That's insane.
Because at that time in his life, he wasn't a power hitter. He'd slash gaps and take bases on you. People forget that Barry Bonds played God, I'm going to say this and it's going to sound off. Barry Bonds played like Ricky Henderson when he was in Pittsburgh.
I agree.
Cody, you laugh because you know it's true. He was a slash hitter that took extra bases on everything.
I thought that he had like 200 bare minimum. I'm like, okay, that's easy. I heard 176. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Bro, speaking of the Pirates, I have to throw this out. I cannot stand watching the Pirates because I'm a big Paul Skeens guy, and that defense does fucking nothing for him.
Dude, again, you know where I'm from? Do you hear how many times I have to hear Miz clears, Miz clears, Miz clears? Put
Bro.
Miz on the Pirates and put Skeens over in Milwaukee, and we'll see the difference. Miz is
Bro,
great,
really?
don't get me wrong. He's probably the best pitcher in baseball right now. But if you had to play with that Pittsburgh team, I wouldn't blame you. Holy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think the top 3 pitchers go Skeens, him, and then Tariq Skubal. So
You forgot the actual best lefty in baseball. Where is Christopher Sanchez in all of this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, holy Christopher
Yeah.
Sanchez Glaze.
You know what? You know what?
Oh god.
Cody, you know what's actually insane? There's a lot of talk that the Brewers are going to take on Skubal at the deadline for a postseason run. So they'll have the quote on 2 of the top 3 pitchers in baseball to go on a postseason run the way they used Sabathia back in 08, I believe it was.
Yeah, it's 08 or 09.
Bro, I'm a Braves fan because I live in a state that
Let's
that
not talk about it because if I see Acuna hit a base wrong again, I'm gonna cry.
No, bro, fucking like I live in a state that didn't have any pro teams, so I had to pick all my fucking pro teams, and so Bob Nightingale put out something that the Braves could potentially go after Skubal. I'm like, bro, that's gonna be all of our farm,
Literally,
all of it.
That's the thing. The Brewers have enough farm. The Brewers have the number 1 farm system in baseball. They can move whoever the fuck they want for.
Yeah, y'all can afford it. We can't. We don't have.
Don't y'all that. I'm not. Have. Nope. I'll go get the Cardinal shit right now. I swear to God. I hate Milwaukee.
Yep. But with that, guys, that concludes our NBA mock draft stuff. Come back tomorrow where we get our. I believe we are doing a reactions.
We are going to start the pod probably around 10 or 11 Eastern. Hopefully all of the shit will be concluded. We'll get some big moves and have a lot of fun with it tomorrow. Retro should be back, unfortunately. Cody, if you can make it, we'd love to have you because you did this part with us. If not, so be it.
I work 3 to 11.
I was gonna say we're gonna try to get everybody we can on this one. So Cody, if we can make Retro wait a half hour, if you can get home and do it, we'll do it. But like I want to see if we can get Kieran, Gunner. We'll have a big ass panel just to talk about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be working, and like I'll actually be in a spot tomorrow where I'll have service. So I'm just gonna look at my phone and see OKC fucking selected native men. I'm gonna lose my mind.
And we'll be happy here in San Antonio. But anyways, guys, that was We Don't Know Ball. Please check out our YouTube as well as sub to us there, as well as follow us on TikTok. Because again, we're going to continue to do this regardless if you like us or not.
Buy in. We don't give a shit if it's 6 or 6 million. We're still fucking recording. And to those people that want to say it, I don't care. Cool. Call us a chud. Call us we have neck beards. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. You still won't play me one-on-one.
That's a fact. Meet me in the A gap.
Meet me in the A gap.
So with that, guys, again, thank you, Cody, for coming on and doing the draft stuff.
Of course.
And talking about Giannis. We will see you guys very soon. Talk to you guys.
Yep.
Fuck Clutch Sports.